Yo, what is going on YouTube? I am Germ here. Today we're talking about some big news and some spicy drama coming out of the LEC, so you know that this is going to be a fun one. It's got a little bit of everything. Today we're mostly talking about Misfits. They've had a really crazy summer split so far. They started out 0-4, then they ran it up to 5-4. This past weekend didn't go so great for them, and this is leading to them making some changes, and it's leading to the players coming out and responding, making some public statements, maybe even criticizing the org or management or the coaching staff or whatever a little bit. So yeah, interesting stuff. We're going to get into all of that. But first, a word from today's sponsor, which is, of course, PrizePicks. This is the easiest and fastest way to play daily fantasy sports. All you have to do, pick over or under on player props to win up to 10x your cash. You can play now on their website. You can get the app in the Apple App Store, or you can get it on the Google Play Store today. They offer everything, big payouts, 24/7 live support, fast and secure withdrawals. They do traditional sports, they do esports, they do League of Legends esports, LCS, LEC, LPL, LCK, EU Masters, World, MSI, everything. There is a game for everyone, and there's a way for you to play, you to get involved. Whatever you enjoy watching, whatever you have a wealth of knowledge about, you can put it to the test on PrizePicks. If you guys want to get started, definitely check out the first link in the description below, where PrizePicks is actually going to match your first deposit for new users up to $100. That's an awesome deal. Thank you so much to them. And with that being said, let's get right into this. So, what we're talking about today is this tweet from Misfits Gaming. I woke up to this, had to see what was going on, had to check Twitter. Obviously, this is my thing. This is what I do. And I saw this tweet from them. They said, Misfits roster update. We have decided to make a lineup change for Week 6. Zanzara will join our LEC squad, and Zlatan will move to Misfits Premier. Ready for an exciting week. Hashtag Misfit win. Now, I did just think that I actually want to pull up who they play this next weekend, because that is going to be pretty interesting as well. But obviously, in a vacuum, this is some big news. This is, we haven't had that many like spicy roster changes or that much craziness going on. I know somebody else had tweeted out like, oh, the LEC's freaking out because they got one roster change, but look at the LCS, look at TSM, look at Cloud9. Like, we've had so many moving parts in the LCS, and kind of a boring offseason between spring and summer, and then not really that much going on during the summer split either in the LEC. So the fact that somebody's changing anything is a really big deal. And yeah, so this past weekend, Misfits, they dropped a game to Excel, and then they dropped a game to Vitality. So, I mean, not the easiest schedule in the world. It's not like they played the bottom teams in the league or anything like that. But if they want to try to go to Worlds, if they want to try to be one of those 4 teams representing the LEC, you know, they got to probably beat Team Vitality or Excel or one of them. If you're losing to both of them, and then you also have G2, Mad Lions, and Rogue in the mix, you know, like, then hey, you're maybe the 6th best team at best, and that's if you think you are like surely better than even Fnatic. So there's a lot of teams, especially now there's this extra slot thrown in. There's a lot of teams that are trying everything they can to make a run at this. And then the whole situation for Misfits gets crazier because so much of their team is centered around VTO. Again, he was the spring split MVP. He's doing pretty good again in summer. Maybe he's a little bit inconsistent. Maybe he has some things to work on, but still, he's very good. He's the franchise player for this team, and he's about to be a free agent. So if Misfits doesn't make it to Worlds, if Misfits doesn't do everything they can to succeed in 2022, and then VTO leaves, which even if they do make it to Worlds, VTO is still probably likely to leave, but if they don't take advantage of this last split with VTO on their roster, if they don't try everything they possibly can, if they don't do everything they can to make their team better, then they're going to kind of just waste this little window. They're probably going to go back to being much worse next year. Their mid laner's probably going to be worse. Their team's probably going to be worse. They're probably not going to bring in any crazy free agents, and that's going to really suck. So, obviously, everyone has an opinion about this. Zanzara, he's not the most exciting. He's not the most flashy player. Do I think Zanzara is going to be an upgrade over Zlatan? You know, I don't know. I don't think Zlatan was all that great, so I don't think there's a super high bar already, and I don't know. Is Zlatan better than Zanzara? Maybe, probably even. But what I do think is interesting is that Zanzara is obviously this tank player. He's this low econ jungler. He's this kind of facilitator in the team. And I think he has an opportunity to play that role better than Zlatan did. And that might be exactly what this Misfits team needs. Now, I'm not saying exactly what they need, like, oh, now they're going to Worlds for sure, now they're going to win an LEC title or anything like that. But if you told me Misfits is going to be better with Zanzara than Zlatan, I wouldn't be like shocked. I wouldn't be calling you crazy. They have two pretty decent carries. VTO is a nasty mid to late game mid laner, and Neon has been pretty good throughout the year. I feel like Neon's a little bit slept on. He's maybe not as flashy, and there's so many good AD carries in the LEC right now, but Neon is a guy who can carry games. He can pop off in the late game. He is a decent team fight AD carry. So now having Zanzara in there, who's going to play, the Trundle, the Volibear, the Skarner, he's going to hopefully... Obviously, one weakness for VTO is the early lane phase, getting things done in the early game, making those plays as mid jungler. Well, if you're just throwing a guy who's not even necessarily looking to make those plays himself, and he's used to fighting through the early game and kind of navigating that way to getting to those mid to late game team fights or making some plays later on in the game, maybe that's going to work out perfectly with VTO. Instead of, trying to push VTO out of his comfort zone into doing more in the early game, maybe, playing a more style that's going to get them to late game. Maybe that'll be better. I don't know. Zanzara's coming in. Again, Zanzara's not amazing, but Zlatan hasn't been amazing either, so we'll see. Everyone's kind of got an opinion. Some people think this is good, bad, everywhere in between. We actually had this response from Zlatan to the tweet. This is where the drama and the spiciness starts. Zlatan replies to this, and he says, "I really trust in my coaching staff decision and wish them good luck this week," with a smiley face. Now, I don't know if he meant this or not. I don't know if this was sarcastic. I don't know. We have seen players get benched before and been like, hey, I want the team to win. I think this is best for the team. I hope they do well. I could see a guy like Broxa making a statement like that. We know Reckless has said stuff like that in the past of like, yeah, hey, if the team can do better without me, then I don't want to play. I want the team to win. I want to do great things. I want to be a team player. I want them to come in and hopefully help me win. Now, is that what Zlatan's saying here? I don't know. I don't know enough about his personality or anything to really say if he's being sarcastic or not. But a little extra spiciness is then this reply from VTO where he comes in and drops a little upside down smiley face. Now, this is very, very interesting because a common criticism of VTO is that he's immature, he's toxic, he's says some stupid stuff, that does some stupid stuff. He's gotten in some hot water in solo queue before for like soft inting and flaming and all that stuff. He's known as like a solo queue demon, pretty much. And that's definitely a question about people. He's very talented, but people question his lane phase, his early game playmaking, and people question his maturity. Now, I believe he's like 19, 20 years old, something like that, so he has time to mature, and hopefully, he gets better and does mature and works on some of the mental aspects of the game and his weaknesses in game as well, because he can be great. He can be amazing. He can be one of those EU mids, man. And obviously, he's just coming off an MVP split, so maybe he's there already. But I think most people would say, hey, he's not on like Caps, Perks level or anything like that just yet. But this is a weird tweet. Zlatan, he's the one getting benched. If he's salty, if he's mad, whatever, he wants to put out a salty tweet. Maybe he's being genuine. Maybe he's not. Not the end of the world. But for your mid laner to come out, yeah, it's cool that he's defending his jungler. Maybe they're friends. Maybe they get along well. Maybe he thinks he's really good. It's a cool tweet. Maybe, you feel like you're defending him. But to put that out publicly, not necessarily a great look. Not a great look for your new jungler that's coming in that you're about to have to be mid-jung duo with. It's not good for your org. Misfits is going to see that and be like, yo, VTO, what the heck are you doing? Like, what is that? What's this all about? Your coach, your management, your organization that made this decision. But also, you're about to be a free agent. And you are putting this tweet out to all the other teams in the world. LEC, LCS, all these teams that could potentially want to sign you. You're going to go to these teams and say, hey, I am an LEC MVP. I'm an amazing player. I want a huge contract. Make me the face of your franchise. And they're going to say, you're doing all this weird stuff in solo queue. You're doing all this weird stuff on Twitter. Like, maybe you're worth it, but you better keep playing well. You better be damn good. Because, yeah, if you're an MVP level player, you can do and say whatever you want. You can get away with some more things. Like Zlatan, he should probably be a lot more careful with what he's saying. VTO can probably say whatever he wants. He's going to have a spot next year. Zlatan, not necessarily a great look for him if he's already a guy that's getting benched from a team and, making some weird public statements. But for VTO, I don't know. I don't think it's a great thing to be tweeting out. I think it is kind of weird. Also, it is funny that, you go to VTO's Twitter. His tweet's still up. You can see Zlatan has since deleted his tweet, which makes me think that it was a sarcastic kind of, snarky response from Zlatan. He's not actually on board with the coaching staff's decision, but Vitio not deleting his tweet, still making his thoughts about this situation known. So on one hand, you have the fact that, hey, Vitio doesn't really love what's going on. This probably increases the likelihood of him leaving this offseason. I already think they were pretty close to 100%, so maybe the org doesn't really care about that. But hey, things might be a little bit awkward because now Zanzara is going to be coming in. The coaching staff's going to be coming in. Management's going to be coming in. They're all going to be working together. And, Vitio still has his tweet up there. But again, I would caution Vitio to be a little bit careful. You're in a contract season. You want to get paid. You want to end up in a good spot next year. Don't take away opportunities from yourself just so you can get some dumb tweets out there. I don't know. Just something to think about, something to be careful of. But, he's a big boy. He can make those decisions for himself. Maybe he thinks his tweet's worth it. I don't know. But either way, it's spicy. People are reacting to it. There's a bunch of drama. There's a bunch of stuff going on. VTO's not happy. Zlatan's bench. Zanzara's coming in. How's it going to work out the rest of the split into the playoffs? If Misfits even makes playoffs, who knows? We'll have to wait and see. But that's pretty much every video today, guys. Definitely drop a like if you did enjoy it. I would appreciate that so much. Leave a comment down below. Let me know what you guys think about this whole situation. I would love to hear your guys' thoughts and opinions. Subscribe, stay up to date on all my latest content. Consider checking out PrizePicks, first link in the description below. Check out my Discord, second link in the description below. Hopefully catch you guys in the next one. But until then, peace.